So I definitely don't believe that you know anything about this next topic, but I think it's an interesting topic for sure, and it is regarding Mia Khalifa, who is a former.
Who dat?
She is a former adult entertainer, and she was a student who essentially went into pornography, as a way to get money and be able to fund the tough life of being a student and all the expenses that come along with that, and that you can't really work a full-time job when being a student sometimes, and yeah, she took it in that way, and she became extremely popular back in like 2015 or something like that. I don't recall the timeline, and
I can tell
details.
You don't really know a lot about this porn star.
The details are, they're kind of blurry, but apparently she was a big deal at that time and really talked about and referenced. In fact, in that really popular documentary on Netflix called Hot Girls Wanted, she was actually referenced as a success story. So since then, cut to a few years later, she stops doing pornography, and she comes out as a personality and essentially starts kind of showing off some of her sports knowledge. And it turns out she's actually very knowledgeable in sports. And she actually goes on a few talk shows here and there. And unfortunately, on a majority of those talk shows, they would introduce her as Mia Khlalifa, former adult entertainer. And she has fought against that quite a bit. In fact, she's actually yelled at people on their own shows and then hopped off that show. It's been very public the way she's done it. And she decided to come out and say that she was a bit of a victim to the adult entertainment industry, and made all these claims saying that she made no money, where it was all heavily documented that she made a lot of money, and that even references a success story, like I said. So, Bang Bros, they came out and actually have full-blown records and went ahead and started making rebuttal videos to essentially lay out all of their facts, which they have plenty of documentation on, to essentially call out, here's all the money that she's made, which is a substantial amount. Here's her time frames of working, which is a substantial amount of time. And everything that she's saying about being a victim is totally false, because we have so many consent videos and interviews before and after, and she is totally knowledgeable of what she's doing and is very happy, and she asks for more work. There's emails. She says that she was thrown a contract and intimidated to sign it, where they have an actual email exchange saying, hey, here's the contract, take some time, read it through, get back to us. She sends it back in 10 minutes or something like that. It says done. So things like that really fight what she is saying. So
they came with receipts.
Exactly.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Their company name, is it because they're brothers that bang?
I'm not going to get into any kind of knowledge base of their name or anything like that. I think so, but I don't. I'm pretty sure what it is there was a.
You don't
there
have
was
to
a
get
no.
into
I'm not going to get into it. But what I'll say was there was a. They were kind of like the popular funny videos where it was a comedic but pornographic, and it was.
Were they in a
popular.
van?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
guess
I've
seen it.
And so they made.
You probably showed it to me early on in our relationship.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Right. Pervert.
I'm pretty sure I did not.
It
was very well known. Even if you didn't watch any adult entertainment or anything like that, it was very well known as a comedic parody type thing. So, so anyway, what do you think as a woman who has is in a professional career, if you're on her, you're in her situation where she is trying to pivot to becoming this sports opinion / expert, and trying to get away from that title of former adult entertainer, but kind of skewing the story. What do you think of the situation?
I don't know. That's hard. One, I correct people on my job title a lot, but I don't get offended about it. You know, that was a choice you made as an adult. Now, without reading and seeing the facts, you know, the reality is she's a young girl. She was a young girl, right? I knew that name sounded familiar. I've seen her. I mean, like, in articles.
Yeah, articles.
Anyway, like, here's the thing. She was a young girl at the time, so even if they have the receipts, it's pretty easy to be coerced at that age into doing things unknowingly from the party that may have a bit of persuasiveness. I think she could have been coerced into it, even if she signed everything. That's a tough spot. Like, legally, it sounds like they're in the clear, but young girls are impressionable, but she was an adult, technically. So all that aside, you know, you did make a choice when getting into the adult entertainment industry. I sure hope that she wasn't abused or mistreated. You know, there's a lot of girls and women in the entertainment industry, adult or otherwise, that I think, that I think use it as like an empowering term. And really take control of it. And there's others that don't and have been mistreated. So I hope she wasn't the mistreated one. I think if she's speaking out, like I said, she's young. She was young. It's easy to be influenced at that age. However, with being introduced by that, I mean, if they're not being dicks about it, like, I don't know how it's going on. So they could be like, you know, Mia Khlalifa, former porn star, now turned sports commentator. You know, if it's something like that, it's like you're trying to make a name for yourself one way, but how you're known is the other title that you have in the entertainment industry.